so many. Um, I try to show examples of, you know, reasons why you should not do drugs and drink alcohol. And it doesn't always come through as what's the word? I guess it's not a popular view. Now, listen, you want to do alcohol, it's not a big deal. Really, with alcohol, appreciate that, CB. Um, if you want to do alcohol, there's people that know how to do alcohol with, you know, the correct way in moderation, things like that. But I've said this many times before. I've said, if you can't wait to get home on a 30-day, if you're OTR, you're on a 30-day trip and you can't wait to get home to drink alcohol, you have a problem. You have a problem. You need to recognize you have a problem and get the appropriate help. It's just flat out that simple. If you're on OTR and you can't wait to get back to your house or back home to drink alcohol and you're going to risk it, you have a problem that you need legit help with. I believe it's the same thing with sex. I believe it's the same thing with many different things. You should not have to indulge in these things within that 30 days. Thank you. Okay. Um, if you have to wait, then what's the point? If you can't wait, I've seen it too, Mike. I've been at the truck stop, and certain states truck stops sell alcohol. They sell alcohol, and I've seen drivers buy it and go right to their truck. I can't be the only one. I can't be the only one. Like I said, it has to be content that helps and it puts things into some form of perspective. This young lady driving was with a guy. Vaughn, now that's stupid. I didn't say just because you liked it. I said if you're doing OTR, pay attention. I need y'all to pay attention, bro. You're doing OTR and you're driving, you're out for 30 days. If you can't wait to get home to have some alcohol, you have a problem. No one said just because someone likes something. That's you entering in a different premise. Stick to the premise. The premise is if you are out OTR and you can't wait till you get home where it is safe and legal for you to drink alcohol, you have a problem. It's that simple. The law is not built in a way where you can drink inside of your truck when it's not moving. That's not how it works. You can't have alcohol in your truck at all. at all. You understand that? Their alcohol should not be entering into your cab and or sleeper at all. Period. Open or close. These conversations need to be had because, as usual, y'all don't hear what someone's saying to you. You hear what you want to hear. You go out on the road until you say, I'm on home time. You shouldn't touch alcohol until you get back to home time. Period. There is nowhere it is smart to drink alcohol while you're still out. Nowhere. Nowhere, period. And and see, that's why when I started this, I said, I know this is a unpopular view. I know this is a unpopular view. I know it is because Americans like to drink. They like to drink. And hey, man, do your thing. I'm just saying, if you are drinking within the 30 days, you are officially putting your truck, you're putting your career in risk. I agree, just Phil. I agree completely. No, see, and see this right here. This is where it gets technical, Vaughn. This is where it gets technical. This is not a rule that says you can't drink while you're out on your 30 days, Vaughn. Because there's a lot of parameters you have to take. Let's say you were a 34-hour reset. You get out of the truck for a 34-hour reset. You get a hotel. You start drinking. You fall asleep in the hotel. Then you take that whole other day to get sober, and then you leave the day after that. It has to be like rule of thumb. It should be like a 20-something, 25-hour period before you jump back into the truck. The problem is once you start moving these rules around, people will drink the night before, then drive the next day. You can't do that. You cannot do that. And once you say, yeah, you can drink in a hotel or whatever like that, people get lazy and then they'll start having a beer or two in the truck. And that's how it always goes. That is how it always goes. Also, some people get drunk at these hotels and end up doing something super belligerent and still getting fired. They end up still getting fired. Because what you do with your career, what you do with it matters. Yeah, 24 hours is proper. Look at this. FCA says you're not supposed to within 12 hours of a shift. The reason why I kick it to 24 and 25 is because I'm trying to protect your license. That's all I'm doing. I'm trying to protect your license because our rate of alcohol is lower to be popping hot. You can mess around and pop hot. Then what? Exactly, Yemen. Exactly. No, Patrick, it isn't for me, but some folks are addicted. I'll be 40 this month, never drank alcohol. I'm not telling you never to drink alcohol. I'm just saying if you go out on OTR and you're finding ways to stop and do 34s and you can't wait to stop and to get a drink when you have a problem, bro. It may not be a big problem. It may not be a big problem, but it is a problem. I don't know why truck stops sell alcohol either. But this young lady is probably one of the people saying, "Oh, I can control it and this and that and woody woody woo and everything like that." Trucker attacks man with bear spray after he refuses to let her drive her rig drunk. Okay? So that means a woman sitting in here, they're chilling, everything's going okay. And then she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna drive somewhere." And he does the right thing and tells her, No, you can't drive. You've been drinking. And since you're on alcohol, it sets her off. It sets her off. It sets her off. This leads to the next thing in the re-education. When you're drinking, your decision making isn't that good. Your decision making isn't that good. And then you end up putting yourself in a stupid situation. You put yourself in a stupid situation. Mando, I see you. We're going to be calling in soon, so all my people get ready. It's not that, because when you add alcohol to it, it's like your chance of getting arrested or something happening, it multiplies. And technically, when you're away from the house, you're at work. I don't care if you're on 34. You're at work. You may not be on duty, but you can get fired very easily just by you saying some lewd stuff to the lady at the front desk. No, smoking weed is just legit illegal to do when you drive when you have a CDL. It's just you just can't do it. You understand that? Yeah, at home too. But it is more likely when you're out somewhere in another freaking state in a hotel. Dudes get listen. I've seen truckers get twisted. I've seen men, just random men, get twisted. They come downstairs. They say lewd thing to the lady at the desk. They say lewd things to lady at the desk. They walk outside. They go to the store stumbling. You know, they get in long, annoying conversations with other guests in the hotel. All type of crap. They get in the hotel, the first thing they do is get plastered. Another thing you gotta realize too, if you can't drink that often, trucker, your tolerance goes down. Personal vehicle, same rules apply. I can tell people hate this conversation because my boy and Boots are the only one hit the cash yet. I can tell they don't like this conversation. They don't agree with it. I was talking about something ratchet. They be all in my ass. Like, oh yeah, man, you speaking the truth. Bro, listen to what I'm telling you. This lady has hurt her career. A woman was arrested in Idaho Tuesday morning after allegedly attacking a man with bear spray in a truck yard. The incident happened on March 30th around 3 a.m. in Idaho Falls. According to the news, police were initially called to the scene for a man claiming a woman was throwing rocks at his vehicle. However, when the police arrived, they discovered a different man standing in the trucking yard, also naked and below freezing weather, while screaming in pain. The man explained to the officer, who had even slept, he had been sleeping in the sleeper berth of Crystal Renay semi truck when she attempted to drive the rig drunk. The man refused to let her drive, so Allery responded by spraying him in the face with a beer spray, covering his head and his shoulders in the stuff. First responder transported the man to a nearby hospital for medical treatment while officers searched for Alley. Officers searched for I don't know how to say her name, Allery. She was soon discovered at a nearby truck stop where she claimed that the man had strangled her, which led her to the bear spray attack. Police reportedly did not find any signs of strangulation or injury. She's at Bonneville County Jail, $10,000 bond. She is facing felony charges for domestic battery and injury. Let's be clear about something real quick, so y'all understand it from the beginning. She's fired. Let's get that out the way. She's fired. She's fired. That's it. It don't have to be mental illness. Some people just ain't good with alcohol. Some people be the nicest people in the world till they drink alcohol. Not to be any mental illness at all. She's in her freaking. First of all, I'll put it this way: maybe you're mentally ill if you're in your freaking cab drinking. I mean, they were drinking in the truck. They were drinking in the truck. They're at a yard. They're not at a bar. That means they bought alcohol and went to the truck to drink alcohol. It's that simple. And she thought of everything. Well, I'm not gonna drive. We'll just park here and chill. You know, I give him some booty meat or whatever. Because that was obviously her old man. That was obviously her old man. He in there butt naked, and he tells her how to drive the truck drunk. He tells her, don't drive, no, don't drive, no, you've been drinking, no. He's trying to look out for her. He's trying to look out for her. And what does she do? She spam with bear spray, not pepper spray. Bear spray is way worse. Now she's facing a felony charge. Her career is over. There's the end of that because you drove that truck drunk to get to the truck stop, even though you didn't crash. You're done. That's a wrap for that. It's over. The money's gone. You can go and kiss that down the road. Linwood Barely Jr. Love the content, bro. Thanks for hitting the Cash App. Mambusa, better just wait from home time. That's true. Your career's over. Is your rat. Is your rat. That's it. Career's over. Your career's over. You're gonna kiss that one goodbye. You made a couple dollars, but now there's no more money for you. There's no more money for you. That's it. It's rat. If he'd have put it down properly, she would have been too sleepy to drive. No. I know y'all want to make a joke of this, but as you see, people lose their careers. And I tell y'all not to do drugs. Don't do drugs. Don't drink alcohol. There's a reason in this sector that should be the mantra. Because you can be a construction worker and be a drunk. Just be a flat back drunk. You can be a construction worker and just be a drunk, yo. You can drive one of them, I got a DUI scooters back and forth to the yard and be fine. You can work at a warehouse and be a drunk. You can work at a warehouse and be a drunk. Hey, you can work at a car wash. See, back in the day, old drunks used to work at the car wash back in the day down the county. So you can't do that no more. Car wash is automatic. But, back in the 90s, when I lived down the county, you was a drunk or something, or maybe a drug addict, you worked at the car wash, made tips. You can do that and do that. You know what I'm saying? You cannot be driving. Exactly, Yoshi. You can't be any type of driver, any type of train conductor, any type of pilot, and have a substance abuse problem. Which is why I take such offense to the people who drink on camera. Because this is not the crowd to be promoting that to. It's not. Now you have a legit mugshot. They do. And you out here, looking crazy. And then when I say, hey, man, don't drink, don't do this. Patrick sent 20 to the Cash App. Tell the people to drink water. Patrick says drink water. Thanks you for supporting the show, Patrick. I appreciate the love. He says drink water. You can drink water. You can do all these things, but everybody doesn't think it's cool. And that's why I try to break down the masculine BS, bro. So let's recap what's going on. They decide to meet up, or he's her old man. We don't know that. They get in the trailer. Things get hot and heavy. A whole bunch of alcoholed up, musty booty meat. Stuff is going on. No one says there's a problem with that. She must want to go to the truck stop to do whatever. Who knows what she's talking about doing? But she wants to drive the truck. They've been drinking, so he said, hey, you can't drive. You've been drinking. You've been drinking. You can't drive. If she was sober, that wouldn't have set her off. But she's drinking, and she decides to keep it real. She's been drinking alcohol. Her inhibitions is different. So instead of something where she'd be like, you know what? You're right. She just grabs the bear spray and just bam, hits her with it. Does anybody on here know about bear spray? Can they explain the difference between bear spray and some little pepper spray on a chick's keychain? They are not the same thing, bro. She could have killed people. She could have killed herself. She could have killed him. All day. It's way more concentrated. Bear spray is meant to stop bears. It's meant to stop bears, bro. Bears. She sprayed it on a half-naked man. You need a poison specialist to deal with it. It is not a joke. So you thought, he won't let me do what I want to do. So I'm going to just hit him with the spray. And it worked. And she left him in the cold. In the cold. That's what if no one came and he died? They said below freezing temperatures. He could. What if he died out there? What if he died? Then what? What would we be talking about right now? We'd be talking about a murder charge. She would have went from an everyday Joe that's just chilling, right? Average Joe that's just chilling, or manslaughter, who sprayed a guy because he didn't want her to drive drunk, which was illegal for her to do in the first place. So he was trying to help her. She would have went from driving drunk to manslaughter. 6, 7, 8 year sentence. All from the first piece of alcohol she drank. If she would have drunk the alcohol, she would have just sat there, got a little booty played with, got satisfied, hopefully, and would have started her job the next day and kept on going. She can't do that. Got to drink. In a matter of hours, life ruined. Exactly, Matt Ultra. In a matter of hours, life is ruined. First of all, that job is. Let's discuss the job. Job's gone. You can go and kill that. You can go and go to bed. The job is gone. That's it. The house she was paying off All that's gone. You can go and kill that one. Yeah. That car, that pickup truck, that's gone. You know. That's gone. You know, that car you want to get, you can go and say goodbye to that. That's out the way. Oh, that good job you want to go home local, that's gone too. Yeah, that's gone too. DAC reporting is not going to be good for you. You can kill that. That going home getting that local job that's going to be good, and you thought I get to go home and get this local job, I'll be straight after 3 years. That's your rap. That's gone. You can't do that. They're not going to take you with this on your record, on your DAC as well. You're done. You're done, bro. You about to switch divisions. I mean, switch careers. It's over. It's over. It is over. I mean, there's probably some places that allow you to do some things, some maybe a logging company, backwood type stuff like that. But it's going to be hard for them to put you on insurance. Yeah, I'm not going for that spirit driven. You can take the woman benefit of a doubt crap, and you can throw that at the door. I'm not doing none of that because this was a dude you wouldn't even have thought like that. Nope, everybody's equal over here. She did drugs. She's on drinking. She deserves to lose her job. Period. Because whether he was choking her or not, you were on drugs. So they'll deal with the choking issue at their own time. The point is, let's say it was no dude. You drove to the truck stop drunk. You drove to the truck stop drunk. Period. There's no don't start that. Don't start the whole woman situation and is she a woman? No, we're not getting into that. You're on drugs.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs.
Man, for me, I mean, there was never really an attraction to it for me at all because I've literally watched it destroy people's lives that I grew up around, both friends and family, so there was never even to it. Now I did drink at an early age, I'll say that much. But as I began to take my craft more seriously, that just became an afterthought. And now pretty much because I'm always working and because I have goals I'm trying to achieve, I don't even have time. I don't have time to drink. And I'm to the point where I don't even desire it.
Most healthy
people, I got a bottle of Jack that's 6 months old still sitting in my freezer.
Most people who are driving, healthy people, they end up stop drinking altogether because they don't get to drink enough, and they lose their appetite for it after a while. Maybe they'll go home, cook out beer. That's about it. But half the time they'll stop drinking because they don't want to have to worry about their license. And it's just easier to not worry about your license if you just stop drinking. So people end up stop drinking. Like my father, his drink is a Crown Royal. But he'll keep a bottle. He'll probably go through a bottle a year because when does he have time to drink it? I don't care what healers search for the root cause. Prosecutors search for what happened then. Okay, get off the drugs. It's that simple. Don't drink. Oh, she has other issues. Then you need to go somewhere and get help. You choosing not to go get help is your problem.
Use vices as a crutch to deal with your real issues.
Because the truth about it is the court system is not going to let you.
Nope.
So let's say they say, oh, she has issues, so we're not going to give her a criminal charge. Let's say the dude shows up and says she's going through something, don't charge her. First of all, you can do that if you're not in the great state of Virginia because the state would have picked this up. There's no you stopping it from happening. That's not, you got to be in a non-commonwealth for that to happen. Okay, Massachusetts, New England, the great state of Virginia, Pennsylvania, they'd have prosecuted this from the state level. She'd have been out of he'd have been out of it.
Oh yeah.
But let's say he's in Idaho, he gets to come in, right? And he says, listen, she's going through something right now. Don't charge her criminally. And they don't. All right, we'll give her some probation. We'll order her to go get help. The job is still gone. They're not the criminal system. You're just off the insurance. And once you're off the insurance, you're out of a job. That simple.
Yeah. There's no toleration when it comes to anything alcohol related, especially in our line of work.
Right. And I have a mental issue. Then you're double off the job. Like, we don't want you to have a mental issue either.
Right. You can't be unstable in this line of work.
Yeah, you can't be. I mean, there's definitely some unstable people, but you got to keep it under wraps.
Right. You can't be documented unstable.
So you got. I understand she can have issues all she wants to. I don't want a person with issues like that driving a 80,000-pound missile at 60, 70 miles an hour. You're just making excuses, because that's what women do. You're just making excuses, and you're just trying to be on the contrary of my point. There is no contrary to this point, because if she would have killed your kid, then you wouldn't have no contrary to the point. You'll just be like, well, why is she driving drunk? You just been in the press conference whining and crying if she'd have killed your baby. No, you can't drink and do this. You can't do it, bro. I don't care what your issues are. If you have these issues, my thing is, you went to trucking school, learned trucking school, got to CDL, went through training. That means if you could put all your attention into that, you could have went and got help.
And at every stop of which you were warned about alcohol.
Don't drink, don't do drugs through the whole process.
It's in the employment agreement when you sign it.
You can't do that. Mando, are you drinking and doing drugs?
I don't drink. Well, I definitely don't do drugs. And I very rarely drink. Like I'm on vacation right now, and I've had 4 beers the entire month that I've been on vacation.
Right.
It's just not worth it, man. It's not. It's expensive. It makes you feel bad when you wake up, especially if you get, plastered.
Right. Most drivers don't they end up stopped because it's like you just don't got the time.
Yeah. Like you said, you just want, if you don't have the time, eventually you don't have the desire.
Right. You find other ways to entertain yourself.
Yeah. Like Phil. Video games. It's expensive, but it's fun. And you're not gonna lose your license and lose your freedom for getting mad on a video game.
Right. Patrick, thanks for hitting the cash app,
Right.
showing support. Yeah. This is true. This is true. That's why I say they don't say not to drink for 30 days. Could you all not vape for 30 days? If it was my job on the line, yes. If it was my job on the line, I could not vape, bro. If I could end up going to prison for vaping, I could not vape. You can't. Y'all keep making these excuses when the line is clear, bro. And I hate people who do that. I hate when people do that. I don't want to say I hate them. I don't hate spirit driven. I hate when it's done that way because it muddies up the waters. Don't muddy up the waters.
We can't move the goalposts. It's got to be
You're flat out
definitive line when it comes to this. Otherwise, stuff like this keeps happening.
It keeps happening. People start thinking, oh, well, if I'm not on duty, right, then I can drink. Or, oh, well, I'm on a tower break. I've heard that. Then I can. No, you cannot. First of all, you had the alcohol in the truck.
It's already illegal.
You cannot have alcohol in the truck. Well, it wasn't open. This is not a car, bro. You can't have it in there, period.
I think they'll get you for a DUI, even if you have alcohol in the truck, even if it's not open, can't they?
I don't know if they can get you for a DUI, but they can dang sure get you fired. Yeah.
Well, they can hit you with illegal transportation of alcohol.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. You have never went, you know how sometimes you go to a place where they sell chocolates or something like that, and they'll be like, hey man, this was an extra one, you can keep it, and you like have some chocolate from the candy place in your truck.
Yeah.
You have never, ever been to an alcohol place and they give you that in your cab.
No, that never happened. I used to work on a beer account. There was never hey, I got a free case for you. No.
Yeah, no.
They know where are you going to carry it? You can't put it in the truck.
Yeah, if it's a trailer, it's part of the load.
Yeah, you can't do that, bro. You just flat out, you can't do it, dude. You can't do it. And I'm telling you for your own good, do not do it. And even if we jump over into the nuance of your home, you're still at risk. That's why Mando and they say, I hardly even drink. You basically, you have to make a decision that I'm not leaving the house once I drink this, or I'm not driving. So they don't. You
take an Uber, take a Lyft.
Not even that. The reason why I'm saying is you can't drink. You think it in your mind that, all right, well, now I can't. If I drink this, I'm done for the rest of the day. So people end up stop doing it because they want to go to multiple places in one day. So dudes just be like, and then once you lose your tolerance for it, after a while, it's like, dude, I get drunk super quick. Like, I'm just not gonna drink.
Yeah, 3 shots and faded and ready to go to bed.
Yeah, now you're ready to go to sleep. Like, you're like, screw it. I'm just gonna watch Family Guy or Brooklyn Nine-Nine and just go to bed. I'm not doing anything else. People will put a 6-pack in an empty trailer. I'm sure people will do a lot of stupid things because there's a lot of stupid people, and there's a lot of people who want to move the rules. Listen, when you go into court, they don't care about none of those nuances, bro. They're trying to prove if you did it or not. That's it.
It's not even about the spirit of the law. It's about the letter of the law.
This lady had a shindig with a guy in her truck. She's legal. Booty meat everywhere, right? And then somehow they start drinking alcohol. That means you had to consciously go buy it, or he brung it in his personal car if he's not driving with you. Y'all decided to drink in the truck. Y'all sat in the truck, popped it open. You did 2 illegal things. You had alcohol in the truck, and now you have an open alcohol truck. Then you drunk it. You drunk it to the point where you were inebriated enough that you thought, I'm going to spray this dude with bear spray. I'm going to spray this dude with bear spray, which is not mace, people. No, bear spray is totally different, bro. That's why they made it for bears, bro. The spray that you spray the drunk guy at the bar is not the same as the spray you spray a 700-pound bear. It's different.
Yeah, way different. You got to be 18 to buy it. Number one. Actually, I think you got to be 21 to buy bear spray. If I'm correct, in some states, anyways.
No, spirit driven. You're not being realistic. You're being unrealistic. It's this simple. Do not drink and drive a truck. And instead of you being able to accept that the rule is flat like that, you're coming up with different nuances and excuses. And I hate to say it, it's not to make you mad or anything. It's a pathetic thing to do. It's very pathetic to do. You're coming up with excuses. There is no loophole. Do not do it. If you do it, your career is over and your freedom is in question. It's that simple. They do not care about none of those other things you're going to come. Well, my mom died and my cousin got locked up. I just been feeling really down. Yeah, that's nice. Bam. They're just going to hit you. They don't care. You know how many people who got sad stories in prison?
Like I explained in the comments before, people forget you are a federal employee when you have a Class A license. Absolutely. You are under federal jurisdiction. You have to abide by that.
1 second, Mando. Yeah, you cannot play with that, dude. Messington.
Yo, what's good? How's the audio?
The audio's good. Are you drinking right now?
No, I'm rolling down 80 in Iowa, headed to Vegas. But what I wanted to say is I find it real interesting how people try to find excuses and little nuances to justify their improper behavior. If only they took that same amount of energy and applied it to making sure that they are getting paid properly each week and not leaving any money on the table. But anyways, I digress. I don't, partake in. I do drink. Obviously, I don't do it while I'm driving, but I'm more of a wine drinker, and probably like the last time I've drunk in a while was this past weekend when I went on vacation to Jamaica. A lot of daiquiris, mimosas, and the works. That was probably as drunk as I've ever been in like years. Right. So I don't do it just because I just don't like the feeling of being drunk. I don't like of not being of sound mind and whatnot. So if I do drink, it's typically something light, like a wine, and I get a little buzz, and I do that when I get home, and that's just that.
You drink girl drinks.
Well, there is no girl or boy drink. That's just what I drink. You trying to throw shots on the low. But I
drink Shirley.
That's what I drink.
Nurples,
No, I like. There's a specific brand of wine that I like. It's called Verde. And they have I believe an apple flavor, apple and a raspberry flavor. So they're really good.
Phil, he doesn't drink girl drinks. He just drinks Verde.
Oh, that's
look. Y'all can't look. I stand behind what I drink. I'm not finna drink this disgusting, these cognacs, these. Man, I will drink I will take some shots of tequila every so often, but that ain't my first go-to. That's more of a, if I'm in a social setting, I'll do that. But if I'm by myself just chilling, it's gonna be a few glasses of wine, and that's gonna be it.
I don't have to explain it to us. Mando says, I drink me a girly drink sometimes. It tastes good too. So he agrees with you. Okay, it's okay. It's not a big deal.
I love how you just trying to make this a thing.
Haitian Empress says, did he say it tastes like apples? Curtis, you drink has an umbrella. It's a girl drink.
No, these drinks don't have umbrellas. Matter of fact, none of the drinks that I drank in Jamaica had umbrellas in them. But whatever.
So you just.
I'm one of those people who don't care. I will go to a bar and order what's considered a girly drink and have no problem with it. And I dare somebody to try to come up to me and call me out on it. Then, if you want to smoke, you can get it. But I'm very comfortable in my masculinity. I don't have issue with that.
Detroit comes out. A violent altercation because someone called out that you got a girl drink.
I'm just saying.
That sounds smart there, Missington.
Look, I'm a man of peace. I'm a man of peace.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have a visage with him?
That's a negative, Chief. Nah, if I do, I'm a Jose Cuervo and Jack Daniels guy.
You know what? Honestly, I had when we was in Jamaica, I had Jose Cuervo for the first time, and it was actually really smooth. It was disgusting as all get out, but it was smooth though. So I will say that.
Listen, at the end of the day, I'm just picking on Mexican. I personally don't drink at all. But I have tasted a wine cooler here and there, and different. Some of that stuff it just tastes good. Like if you take the alcohol out of it, it's just a nice fruit drink. But at the end of the day, this is something that he's doing on vacation. He's not doing that. So, Messi, when you go out for a period of time, and let's say something happens where you get a layover, you got to sit for 26 hours.
Right.
Do you think, well, I can drink?
Honestly, alcohol is like the last thing that comes across my mind. My mind typically goes to, what bills do I got to pay, or checking out a new book or looking at new content. It's more of a like me doing stuff to better myself. Alcohol doesn't even come to my mind, so that's just not how I think. So I can't even relate to that.
Layover for, let's say they give you 30, you're going to do it 34 hours and a couple states over. You got a hotel, you chill.
Right.
You don't think, I'm going to get twisted.
No, honestly, no. Like I say, typically I would say I'm more of a social drinker. If I'm hanging out with some friends or I'm like at home by myself and just in the mood for like some wine or something, then I'll do it. But to my recollection, I can't recall me ever being in that circumstance and thinking about, drinking or whatever.
Okay. That makes sense. What about you, Phil?
I mean, for me, I'm pretty much a strictly social drinker. I pretty much only drink if I'm drinking with somebody. I don't just be like, oh, I just want something to drink. That's not me. I mean, at the most, if I do drink by myself, it's like, oh, I'm having a beer with dinner or something like that. But that's about it.
Mm.
And since I don't go to clubs anymore, I just really don't. I really don't drink.
Right. Right. To me, it's just why put yourself in that position, bro? That's all I'm saying.
And I love how she like threw out, and we don't know if it's true or not, but I just find it interesting how she threw out that old dude tried to strangle her. Like I feel like that's, I ain't gonna even go off into that. That's just...
He's trying to say it's Me Too movement. He's trying to abuse the Me Too movement. Go ahead, be you, y'all.
I'm just saying it's just like it's funny how like that's always their go-to because they know in circumstances like that, it's more often that the woman would be believed if there's an accusation of, a violence occurring. That if the woman is saying that hey, this fool knocked me upside the head, that they'll be believed. So I find it real interesting that was her first go-to.
Well, you and Phil have been called out. Okay. Ill Will says y'all capping on the 34. I'm getting the Jose and white
we're capping on the 34.
sitting in the back parking lot, slapped. They saying y'all lying, bro.
That's funny. That is very funny.
I mean, what I ain't got a reason to do it.
If I'm taking 34, I'm usually in a hotel, or if I'm staying in my truck, I'm just in the truck. I don't go anywhere. I have no reason to be social with people. If I go out somewhere, I'm going to have fun. Like me and my wife might go to Dave and Buster's, or we'll try some fancy restaurant we never been to. But no, I don't drink on the road.
So he's saying you capping. You don't believe it. So what about?
I take my 34 in Otay Mesa, California, every 2 weeks or every week or so, something like that. So there's literally nothing in that area as far as like bars or anything. So I would literally have to go out of my way like a half hour or more to go up to like San Diego or something to like go get into something.
Yeah, he's saying in the truck. He's saying he's in the back twisted. He's drinking in the truck.
Not me.
They be lying though with me too. Moving sometimes. Look at Bill Cosby. I smell Cali weed and I drink. Sky says when they see, my thing is, dude, I don't see how that's the smart thing to do. I really don't. And I put it out in the Patreon for all my Patreon people to call in, but this is not a day I'm usually on. But listen, people, you can't be sitting in the back slapped. I'm assuming that means drunk. Some trucks sell. I don't know why truck stops sell alcohol, but sometimes you got to realize that these truck stops you go to that's out of the way, they double as the convenience store.
That's the same reason. That's no different than them selling unhealthy food. They don't care about the well-being. Yeah, they don't care about the well-being of like their customers. They're there to make money.
So you saying you've been to a pilot that got a beer?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I haven't seen a pilot that didn't sell it. And in all the areas that I frequent, I see it all the time. Which it kind of surprised me, like, dang, they sell alcohol, but it's like, oh, whatever.
Matter of fact, ones in Louisiana sell actual alcohol,
actual liquor,
and in Missouri, and in Massachusetts. Sorry, I couldn't think of the state.
Yeah, that's a mess, bro. That's I mean, I've seen it, but half the time I'm looking for what I'm looking for. I'm not like zeroing in on alcohol, but it is there. You can tell because they get shinier. They're more shinier, more metallic label. You can just tell that's a thing. I'm just not even opening the door. You know what I'm saying?
I was at a stop yesterday in Illinois. Actually, they had the little miniature Fireball bottles on the front counter.
Yeah, I think I've seen those too, where they got them like in that little not a display, but like a little bowl.
And they just
it's like a bunch of little shots in there.
That's a mess, bro. But I mean, but my thing is, that's for the regular customers coming in. It's not for truckers, yo. It's like,
yeah, because truckers aren't the only ones that frequent, charcoal centers.
Right. Yeah. Yoshi says all truck stops sell beer. Doesn't mean it's for you to buy. It's a choice. True. Truck stops sell CBD as well. Who said just because they can consume it? I don't think CBD is an issue though.
It's illegal federally.
It's illegal federally for you to use CBD. And
there was a case of a guy. I want to say about 2 or 3 years ago. It was an older gentleman. He had some serious knee surgery, and he was using CBD to deal with the pain. And he got popped for a drug test and lost his job. He had to retest so he could keep his Class A, but he got fired from the company because he popped on the test.
What did he pop?
But I thought CBD didn't have THC in it.
THC. It was less than 1%, but he popped for THC.
So it was still some runoff in there.
Yeah. And there's no way to guarantee that it's 100% free, even if it says it is, because it's derived from the same plant.
Right.
Wow.
It's serious. It's very serious.
Okay.
Yeah. When I was in Jamaica, we did this whole little weed tour at this farm. It was I was probably the only one of 6 of us that went. Obviously, I was the only one who didn't smoke. But it was an interesting experience, to get to see an actual live plant and see how they break the plant down and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool.
But did your people understand why you weren't trying it?
Yeah, I mean they respected it. So I ain't had no issues with it. I mean, you ain't got no choice, but yeah.
So if you take CBD, you will fail that drug test. It don't get you. Yeah. Well, hey man, listen. My thing is this. There's an old saying they used to say back in the day down the county. Cover your own A. Cover your A. It shouldn't be. We're not discussing whether it shouldn't or should be. What we're discussing is how you to do better in your career and retain your career. That's it. Mm-hmm. If it can affect you financially or if it can affect your job, just don't do it. Just don't do it. And let them fight that out in federal court and figure all other stuff out. Your job is to do your job.
Yeah, I got a friend right now who I'm trying to convince to, because peak season is about to come, with the influx of packages for UPS, FedEx, Amazon, Postal Service, and all that. So I got a friend right now who I'm trying to convince to get a job with the Postal Service, but she doesn't want to give up smoking, bro. It's the stupidest thing ever. Man, I'm like, you need to clean your system out. I'm like, I don't know if they do hair follicle. Probably they do, I would think, because it's a government job that they do. But I don't know for sure. But
you gotta cut it off.
That would be a really good job, good benefits, has really good, long-term, benefits to it. But, people just are stuck in their ways.
People are stupid. Hold on. CB, what's going on? CB, you are in here. Do you have something you want to say or are you just listening? Yes, not. No, I've had many friends like that. When I started to drive trucks, I had a friend circle of about 6 guys. It was like 6 guys, maybe 2 girls. And I come to them and I say, I'm about to run the road. I'm about to drive trucks. And they like, that's dope. That's dope. I was like, listen, I can go get the application. I'll print the application off 5 or 6 times and we all can put it in. We all can, go get our CDL or whatever.
Right. Do it together.
Yeah. They kind of agree. You know how people agree to it just for the talking information?
Right.
And then after that, I put it in and I came back like, what's going on? They had all these excuses why they couldn't do it. Oh man, I can't do it, man. Oh man, I didn't put it in. Oh man, nobody did, bro.
That's sad.
What it taught me, because we're sitting around whining about money for months before this.
Right.
What it's
And then I
what it
provide you I provide you with a solution and you just
didn't
fumble the ball.
no one took it. Smoking weed and alcohol were a major thing. And basically they just flat out, my father said, they had to choose between their vices and doing better. And they chose their vices. It's that simple.
Hmm.
And he said, I'm not saying that it's bad or good. I'm just saying it's the reality of the situation.
Right.
The vices were more important. The vices were more important. And to me, whenever someone does that, to me, it's just sad, bro. It's so sad that the vice is more important to you. Because the truth is, if they would have got in, they would have gotten messed up because they had still been doing it.
But out of so out of all of those people, let's say that, that they chose the opportunity that you gave them. I'm assuming that you know these people decently well. So out of those other people, how many of those individuals would have lasted as long as you in this industry? Do you think? How
I don't
many of
think
them would have made it?
none of them.
Mm.
Because my thing is, as soon as they start making the money, they would have wanted to go home to show the money off, or they would have just found a way to go home. They wouldn't have went OTR or anything like that. They wouldn't have did nothing like that, bro. They're not going to, man, because you know what I'm saying. Fun, man, fun and over entertainment is a very big problem in America. Everybody wants to have fun. Everything's about having fun. And the truth of the matter is everything is not about having fun. Some stuff, you got to do what you're supposed to do. And whether it's fun or not, you got to do what you're supposed to do. And you get out here.
Responsibilities come first.
Responsibility. And the progression in trying to do better comes first. But all of us anyone been driving for more than a year has, this is all right. This is cool. And you've tried the people you talking to on the phone, you try to get him, hey, man, why don't you put your joint in, man? You ain't doing nothing. And then, nah, man, I can't do that, bro.
Definitely had that conversation. There was a young man from my hometown, and I tried it. Me and another friend of mine that tried every which way to get this guy to get his Class A. Instead of going to the school and getting his Class A and getting on the road and making some real money, he decides to go get his Class B. He gets his Class B, becomes a school bus driver, which in the right city, that's a good job. But in our town,
sounds like torture.
It's not a well-paying job at all.
Right.
But after doing that for about 6 months, he ends up quitting out, goes to work for a moving van company in a box truck, quits out of that, and then he goes to the Navy. And now he has a child that he can't see because he's deployed.
Yeah, and listen, the Navy has great benefits, but
and I'm not knocking it if that's what your true desire is, but I feel like in his situation, he did that out of desperation to provide rather than his genuine desire to go.
Right. Which a lot of people do. That is why the military advertises in rural and black and brown areas. They do that. They are advertising to white people. They're hitting them in places where there's no opportunity for the white guys. So that's why you usually get people who are super duper backwood country, or you get people who are ghetto, or you get people who are brown, meaning Mexican, Latino.
The fact that my town has the biggest Navy, well, one of the biggest Navy training bases in the country. So
yeah, because I'm from the great state of Virginia. We got all the
military. Where I'm from is the original home of the Blue Angels.
Right. I'm from Virginia, like the first shipping yards, the first. Everything's there. Air Force, Army, the whole nine. Quantico, the Pentagon.
I don't think nobody rep. They stay harder than you do.
None of you would have my state. Like that's the thing. Like when Rock didn't land on us, you understand? Like us, Virginia, the great state of Virginia, we started that. They also the ones who tried to keep the slavery bill going and all that. But we ain't got to talk about that. The point is this: one bad decision don't mess the whole state up. The point is this. I deal with military dudes so much, and they get in a lot of DUI trouble.
Yeah.
Because drinking a lot goes hand to hand with the military. It's a macho thing.
I mean, in fact, not to expose nothing, but again, another thing in my area, at least, when you're enlisted, if you're under 21, they'll let you drink if you're on base.
You know,
Didn't know that.
yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a thing. At least in my town, it is. If you show up with an active ID, they will let you buy beer.
Wow.
So just beer or any alcoholic beverages that they
No,
serve?
it's restricted to just beer.
Oh, okay.
The drinking is part of the, it's part of the culture, man. You even watch the movies when they go talk to the guy in the office who's high rank, and they got scotches and all. This is my thing.
The major pull out the tumbler, whiskey in it.
Yeah, it's a part of the culture. It's a part of the drinking. My thing is, same thing with police officers. Police, they're big into drinking and all that type of stuff, and lawyers too. But the thing is this, man, if you're not operating heavy machinery and you're in a position to do that, hey, man, it's your American right. Truckers, drivers, period. Stop saying truckers. Drivers, period. Even if you're non-CDL. Because, I remember I was in a Uber and something was hitting my foot. And I looked down, it was 2 22-ounce beer cans.
Jesus Christ.
I took a picture of it and posted it on my Facebook. And I was like, what the? Wow. Just wow, bro. 2 open containers, empty.
Yeah, I knew a driver's training instructor who used to get toasted while he was helping people learn how to drive. And I guess he did that just to cope with the stress of dealing with crazy drivers, but it's just like still, no, that is not okay.
No, that's a serious excuse. You're just an alcoholic. If listen, if what you do affects your well-being and you know it and you still do it, you're addicted to it. So a person may say, well, you vape. Well, I'm addicted to nicotine, but I can admit it. I'm addicted to nicotine. But if my nicotine gets in the way of 1 red cent, it has to go. It's the same thing with cigarettes. People smoke cigarettes all the time. They don't lose their job for having a cigarette. They're a fuel hauler or something stupid. Hold on, real quick. I got other people to call in. Hold on. Sheldon. Sheldon. Can you hear it? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, man. I agree with what you said when you said it's not fun. Anything that's hard and where you got to work your tail off, man, it's not fun. Like I said, I had my CDL for a year, man, and the old me had to die in terms of being successful in this industry. Like there was no more like doing what I wanted to do. Like when that fleet manager seen that load to West Virginia and it's snowing and you don't feel like doing it, but you still got to do it. Man, that's when I knew I was growing up. So I believe this industry will help you grow up. And I think a lot of people don't want to deal with their issues to grow up and become the person they need to be. So they choose to opt out and do what they do.
Exactly. Another big vice too, and I know y'all don't want to hear this. It's sex. That's a huge one, bro. People think, man,
but we
no truck.
Yeah, I mean, being in the truck for 2 months straight, pent up. You know what I mean? If you don't, touch yourself, that's that's hard, man.
That sounds so nasty. I shall if you don't touch yourself. My God.
I mean, he's telling the truth, bro.
Yo, if you don't touch yourself, listen.
I mean,
you got to give some of the sex. You don't have to give all the sex up. I'm just saying. And another thing too, once you learn the game, there's dudes who got chicks all over the country. So it's guys out here who are not going through withdrawal. But what I'm saying is, if it's getting in the way of you being on time, which it often does, often you can get into disputes that can affect your license. That can affect your license, getting in disputes with, sexual partners that come.
Yeah, that domestic violence ain't nothing to play with. All that drama and nonsense that come with that.
It's nothing to play with, bro. So if you have let's say Sheldon goes through a state and he got an ex-girlfriend there.
a Mexican ex-girlfriend, the crazy one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Oh
say
Lord.
any race is more crazier than the other one. That's not polite for me to say, messing with him. But anyway, he has an ex-girlfriend he runs through. He sees her. He knows she's crazy, but everybody says, hey, well, the booty's good. So he says, I don't want to touch myself. I'm gonna go on down there and holler at her and stuff. He get her in the joint. She spazzes out. He does a bunch of crazy stuff or whatever happens. Police get called. His job is gone. The job's gone. Let me understand this.
Yeah.
When I worked at the league, any call like that, you're done. Both people.
Yeah, they don't play domestic disputes at all. You're
'Cause
fried.
I don't know if they do it in any other state, but I know out here in Michigan, you can get a verbal domestic just for you and your partner arguing, which is insane.
Right. You can't do that. They look at it as if you get in domestic disputes, if you can't haul off from getting in a domestic dispute with your old lady or boyfriend, that means you're going to haul off and get in a domestic dispute at my account or in a physical dispute or argument at my account. So if you can slap your old lady, you'll slap somebody at Walmart. What's the difference? And understand that these accounts that your company got at Walmart, those are multi-million-dollar accounts. They're multi-million-dollar accounts, bro. You got to go. You're out of here. Because if you go to the Walmart and act up, the first thing they're going to say is this person has multiple domestic disputes. Why did you send this person to my establishment?
Right.
You got to go down the road. You're done. But
Walmart quick to ban people, so it ain't nothing for them.
Ultra quick. Monty.
What's going on?
What's going on, Big Money Grip? Are you drinking right now?
No, man, I don't drink. I let that go in my college days.
So you let it go.
Yeah, man, that was my my early 20s, mid 20s, and then when I got older, I understood what my role was in life, so I embraced it and took it on, and I let it go.
You let it go. Was it hard?
In the town that I was in to begin with, like when I was starting to let it go, it was. But when I understood, when I started making good money and seeing what it could do for me, it wasn't hard after that.
That makes perfect sense, man. That makes perfect sense because my thing is, this is one thing old head told me way back in the Greece. He said, women is nice. People thinking I'm dope is nice. Having a fancy car is nice. Everybody, me being popular is nice. But he said, there's nothing better than the feeling of a check with a couple of G's on it. Nothing better. Nothing better feeling than a paycheck.
And to go back to what you had said before, in one of your previous lives, if you do what you're just supposed to do, your life is much more simpler. I'm not a proponent of complex living. Anybody that wants to make their life more complicated, y'all can have that. But a simple life is just much more easier. You don't have to deal with no police. You don't got to deal with no tax people. If you do what you're supposed to do, life is you can just breathe and go to sleep.
Right. Most people, and this is the truth about it. And I'm not going to say marriage, but most people get further in life that have monogamous relationships. That last a long period of time because they have cut out a part of their life that takes up their time. Like let's take Messington for example. Let's put it. I said Mexican. Messington. He chases booty meat. That's what he do. So there's a sector of time in his day that's dedicated to the booty meat catching. Right? Now Phil is married. He don't gotta go on Tinder and swipe left and swipe right. He don't gotta search for booty meat. His booty meat's on the truck. That's done. He has more time.
He can focus, right?
He can focus.
Right. Nonsense.
Cause Phil got it like you ever see them water bottles in people's house? He got it on tap, Jack. Messington don't got that. So when he go home, instead of reading, what does he do? He going to bars. He trying to keep up 4-5 conversations on social media. He all over the place. It takes up your time, bro. Warren Buffett, married 40 years. Gates, married 20-something years. Bezos was married 20-something years, but he started cheating with the housekeeper. Right? But this is the thing, y'all. And guess what his wife got when they got divorced?
Bezos' wife?
She got a check. She got a check.
No.
She got $35 billion.
Yeah, she got a check. And she donated like a good majority of it too.
She didn't get a check, she got shares. The same thing.
Oh yeah.
It's tax reasons and stuff like that. But $35 billion in shares for him popping the freaking housekeeper. That's how much that cost. $35 billion. So it's one of those things where
that's painful.
I mean,
he made $18 billion that year, but you know what I'm saying? He has it. It costs money.
You gotta think about it. That's a part of people making their life complicated. Like, I can do the complex. Why put yourself through that stress? You know what I'm saying? If she's not the lady for you, don't go down that route. Why try to hold on to her and find somebody else? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just too much effort, too much time. Like, for me, I just want to do my drive, handle my paperwork, watch some TV and go to sleep. At the end of the day, I don't have to worry about no extracurriculars popping up at the last minute with some negative effects. I know what happened, what I did. It's all been simplified for me.
That's a very dope way of looking at it. I know a lot of ex-criminals, convicts that talk to me who say I helped them get into trucking. They watched me on a phone in prison. And they said that one thing that made them cross over was the fact that I said something about, I don't have to look over my shoulder.
And you're also relatable in a lot of ways, other than your obvious ethnic makeup, but definitely relatable in a lot of ways, like where like how you grow up it's a lot similar to how like me and I'm sure other people who follow you, have grown up.
Right. And that was one of the things that they were saying. They were saying that, I don't, he's like the feeling of getting a $5,000 check and no one's looking for me.
Man.
I remember I drove without a license when I was like 17 to 19 years old.
Jesus.
I got my car before I got my license, and I just drove like, screw it. So they're going to catch the big beat. You know what I'm saying? But when I got my license, the feeling of a cop being behind me was totally different. I was like, hold up. My paperwork's legal.
Yeah, it's almost like, come on, go ahead and run that plate. I'm all the way legit.
You know what I mean? And I don't even recall feeling that way anymore. Of like, oh my God, is my insurance, or am I illegal, or is this gonna cost me? Or
you feel like Robin Hood when you was in your teenage years, because
I was like Messington. There was booty meat to catch. That was it. So Messington, after you found out you were addicted to sex, what did you do after that? Did you just
what is this lie that is being perpetuated right now? I'm definitely not addicted
confident
to sex.
that you were.
Let's get that out the way. Say that again.
You did not in confidence tell me and Phil when we were on a live joint when we got off that you were addicted to sex.
No, those words never came out of my mouth.
Denial.
No, they legitimately did not.
Denial. One second, y'all. One second. Hold on. I gotta bring somebody in here. Miss Erica, are you drinking right now?
No, but I wanted to have a drink the other day. I can't even lie about that.
But were you out of the truck?
Yeah, I was out of the truck, but I didn't do it. But the desire was there, like really bad. So it's good that you're talking about this because I was an everyday drinker, as was Greg. And when we got our CDL, we went from drinking every day to not drinking at all. And it's a huge, huge paradigm shift because I don't know about anybody else on the live, but there have been plenty of times where I was like, yeah, I'm good. I can make it home. I'm straight.
Right.
Knowing good and hell well I had no business behind the wheel. Now that I have a CDL, that thought doesn't even cross my mind. I would not even dare risk it because I know for real, it's like the reality sets in that like jail time is no joke.
Right.
You know, and to operate a vehicle like this under the influence is just a bad idea, period.
I mean, it's hard operating this vehicle sleepy, alone, you know
or
what I mean?
awake.
Right.
If you knew.
In New York through snow. Like, why would you do that twisted, bro?
Yeah, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. And then since, you know, we're on the Trucker Brown fan club bandwagon, let me tell you what. You have done, and I can't stop saying this. I think of you like you remind me of my oldest son. You are such an influence in this industry, and I'm not just saying this just to stroke your ego. It's absolutely facts. What you're doing on your platform is absolutely necessary for people that look like us, because when we got into trucking, Greg had the brilliant idea of me to get my CDL because, yes, I'm brilliant too. But when we started watching you in Loshan, you gave us a reality check like, wow, we're out here doing it. And we're doing it in population in front of people. So we got this. And we went from having nothing to having our own company and making a lot of money. And
And you got off drinking alcohol.
And we out here sexy in the streets with our booty meat swinging.
With your booty meat swinging. You got the booty meat on tap.
You know your booty meat is on tap. Shut up.
You understand that? It's on tap. Yeah.
So thank you. We appreciate you, man. That's all I had to say.
Hold on. So how do you feel health-wise? Stop drinking alcohol every day.
Here's what's interesting. We feel great, but we felt better when we stopped eating meat. That's just like, that's when we noticed the real difference. It wasn't so much the not drinking. To be honest, I thought we like shed hella pounds, right?
Right.
But we didn't. We not until we stopped eating meat.
But did you come to the conclusion to stop eating meat before or after you stopped drinking?
After.
There you go. Because the cloud and then the residual. There's a residual. When you take substances, there's a residual feeling and residual thought process, or the time that you would have when you get free time to think. You're opting to not think. You're opting to relax, and which is, everybody likes to relax sometimes, but it's like, you know, now that you're not doing that, you're forced to think. You're not inebriated. You're just sitting there thinking. You're just thinking of what? But ways to do better. Right?
Yeah, so the brain fog goes away. And
exactly.
So there's a lot to be said too when you fast and your body is free of toxins. Because I was a former smoker. I smoked over 20 plus years and stopped smoking like, I don't know, about 5 years ago or so.
Let me guess what y'all smoke. You smoke Virginia Slim? Oh,
you better shut your mouth. No. Actually, no. I'm gonna tell you what. When I was in college, I started with Marlboro Lights, moved to Newport Lights, then Virginia Slim Lights, then went to Marlboro Smooth in the green pack. You know.
Yeah. Highway Journey. You got to get into the Discord, because the Discord has 100% notification. That's why all my Discord people are in here every time, because it tells them every time I go live. So if you're not in the Discord, Phil, you free?
Yeah. What's up?
Drop the Discord.
Sure.
For a Highway Journey. You getting it. Another thing too that y'all don't understand about Discord is they having conversations in here 24 hours. They're talking, they're asking trucking questions, and if y'all can't see it. Matter of fact, let me see if I can post it up for y'all, so y'all can see what's going on with the Discord here. Because
I missed the boat on the Discord. It was too many things. It was Twitch. It was Patreon. It's too much for me.
And I'm running all that still. When we be on Twitch, we're broadcasting to Twitch right now. Hold on.
I got the notification on Twitch.
Y'all see this right here? This is the conversations that are going on 24 hours a day. These guys are in here talking. They're sharing pictures. And all these big things you see is that it's telling them every single time I go live, they get 100% notification. They don't have the problem. Oh, it didn't notify. This notifies every time I go live.
Or when you post a video too.
Or when I post it. Yeah. Or when I post, it shows the I didn't know it showed the video too. That's different.
Mm-hmm.
So every time I go live, they're sharing pictures. This is right here. This is Railman's trucker simulation setup at his house. You got the stick and everything. They're sharing pictures. They're talking about different things. Ain't no waiting in flatbed. If anything, you should have done reefer and hazmat first. It shows the videos I've posted. Everything's, and this just keeps going and going and going. That's a dope car. Whose car is this? Jesus Christ, that's dope. I don't know who.
Which car?
This car right here on the screen. Whose car is this?
Let me see. Let me look again.
That thing is hard.
Oh, that's Railman's car.
Oh, that's Railman's car. That thing is dope.
Or actually, let me scroll back. That might be Mando's car. I can't remember whose car it is.
Yeah,
one or two.
This is Willis's whack Dodge. Boo. Sucks. And just different things. People showing off their cars. They're talking. There's a full conversation going on. T715 just signed up. And it's just a way for the community to keep talking, even if I'm not live. Let's say I get busy and everything like that. And we're cross-play on Zombies. We get together and play in here. You see people are dropping their gamer tag, all different type of thing. It's just a way for the community to keep talking, even though, you know, I'm not on at the point. So they can, some guys, they get on here, they talk, they can jump in voice. It helps them stay up. And then let's say I jump on the game, if they may be in the games, they can jump in the game with me. It just ties the whole community into one place. There is no BS.
Yeah, we were on there talking the other night at like 3:00 in the morning.
Right. Messington, are you on the Discord?
Yep, I'm gonna be posting some pictures and videos from when I was out in Jamaica. I went to this like little mineral spring where we jumped into this water hole. So I'm gonna be posting that video as well as some other things. So yeah, it's a good place to socialize for sure.
Yeah, it's a good place to socialize.
Here's Messington. Did you didn't take the monkey, did you?
Say that again.
I say you didn't take that monkey suit with you, did you?
No, I didn't. Actually, that was in my truck. So no.
Yeah,
I didn't.
That was posted on the Discord too, wasn't it?
Most definitely it was.
It's in the Twitch channel.
I don't know which because ain't it like 2 or 3 different channels? I don't know which one I posted at.
Some of the channels are for our tactical support when we're playing the video game, and it's not about truck. We're just in there so we can talk without using the video game as a
shooting the crap
communication. So sometimes it'd be legit tactical stuff going on. I can't find it. Where did he post it at?
It was a while ago, so that's probably why.
Scroll back to July.
Hold on. It keeps going up. Hold on. There it goes. Booyah. See what we're talking about here? Now, this is what you call jigaboo. This is jigaboo.
Oh, man.
Post stuff on the internet because it don't go away.
You see the Mazda in the background looking clean and sexy silver.
I see the
Mazda.
I see the dent you putting in the hood right there.
Ain't no dent in the hood.
Does everybody see that dent? That's a dent. That is a legit dent.
It was fine afterward. Thank you.
Open that and pop that back out, Jack. That's a dent. and this is Phil's reaction. Jigaboo. This is what people do. Monty, are you on the Discord?
No, but I can. I don't mind joining. I would like to join.
Yeah, it's free. You just go in there and join it. That way, even if I'm not around, Phil and Mando and even all the other people, Willis, they get the notification when you post. If you ask a question, they will jump in and be like, "Woo woo yada yada yada," and answer some questions for you. Different things. It's only Tuesday. I'm ready to just so and so. Listen, there are rules Any of blatantly negative stuff, one of my mods are gonna hit you with the band wham. That's gonna happen. Okay, they're gonna hit you.
Okay, so well, let me ask this before.
But I do got a question though.
Mm-hmm.
It's a quick question, and then I'll back out. Y'all do y'all thing. But when y'all was talking about Turo, that kind of sparked my interest because as a truck driver, you get trucks locked in some of these locations, and I'm like, man, I wanna venture around and see what's going on. So like, I downloaded the app and looked at some of these people that are offering cars, and some of these truck stops are out of the way, and so they charging delivery. The delivery fees are $80 to $120, and so I'm trying. Why
don't you just Uber to the location where the car is?
Just Uber. See,
I've done that before out in Cali.
It depends on real quick. It depends on.
I know this is off subject. My bad.
No. This is we've been on here for hour 27, so we well digested the subject.
Okay.
I Uber to where the car is because it ends up being way cheaper.
Okay.
I just Uber to the car and Uber back. Here's the problem: if Uber gets up to $30, you might as well pay the $75, $80 because that's going to end up being $60 there and back.
Okay. All right.
If I'm feeling fancy and Ritz-Carlton-ish and I'm just lazy, I just pay the money. I don't care. Just drop the car off. Sometimes I pay for them to fill it up too. I don't even want to fill it up.
Okay.
It depends on what kind of money you're talking about. But if you
the rates will vary depending on where you are too.
Exactly.
As far as the Uber, because in California it's insanely expensive.
Certain states have different taxes on Turos and Ubers and stuff. So you'll get a crazy fee just because of the state they're in. Okay. So it is expensive. Is it more expensive than a regular rental car? Yes. But a regular rental car, A, they be running out of cars all the time. B, you got to have a major credit card. Mm-hmm. This one, all you need is a debit card, and you good to go. So what I do is I go in there, I'll rent something that's like $30 a day. I'll rent something $30 a day that's really close to where I'm at. And if it's really close to where I'm at, I'll be able to go get it real cheap. Another thing I do too, which I don't know if I should be doing, I'll bobtail to it.
I thought about that too, but sometimes I'm latched onto a load.
You said you did what?
Like sometimes I've thought about doing that, but you latch to a trailer, whether it be loaded or empty. So in that situation, sometimes I'd be stuck.
Yeah, B Willie just signed up for the Discord. Yeah, I don't care nothing about the load. I'll still go. Like I don't care. But I do know that this is my thing. But I have another person in the truck with me that has a CDL. So they two people to drive it. If you don't have two people to drive it, just get something close. So what I'll do is if I'm going to be stopping for a number of days and I see where the cars are, I will get a hotel close to the car. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So let's say the car is 8 miles away. I'll go down there, get me a Holiday Inn suite close to there. I'll say I'm going to be staying here. Go get the car, which is right up the street, and then I'll do all my stuff. And then when I'm done, I'll finish with the hotel, go back to the truck, and everything was done in one central place. But there's cars up there for cheap. You don't got to be getting Audis and Benzes like I was doing. That was a waste of money. Just go in there and get yourself a Honda Civic and enjoy the area. You know what I mean? Like it's not expensive.
You'd be surprised if some of the nicer cars are affordable. It just depends on who the host is. Like in my city, for example, there's a Jaguar. They're only charging $90 a day to run the thing, and you get 200 miles on it. So
it's that and where the market is too. I know out in Cali they have, out in SoCal they have like a lot of. I go in there and it's nothing but a bunch of Teslas up for displayed. So.
Right, and the Tesla's got rules, and I'm just like, I ain't even trying to deal with that.
Yeah,
and they do be having mileage caps on them too, so yeah, be mindful of that.
My thing is, if you have a car on there and you have so many mileage caps, that means that you're in a position you can't afford the maintenance on the car. It shouldn't be on there. Right. If this is your main car, why do you have it on here? Like this is supposed to be a throwaway car. It's supposed to be like, oh, I got a new car, and now I just got this Honda Civic sitting here, so I let it on there. Some people be trying to turn it into like a stay-at-home business, and then this stuff gets weird.
Right, because I'm not going to be hopping in the car and have to be worried about, I can only, go this amount of distance. Like, no, I'm going to go do what I want to do and drop it back off.
Oh yeah, because it's attached to the card, so I go over miles. I ain't gonna stunt. I'm not even thinking of miles, bro. I'm running. I ain't got time for all that. Especially if I'm flexing. Oh, I'm flexing. I'm doing what
And the reason why I asked that is because some of these, like, I just started out, and so some of these places that you go to, like, especially in the Badlands during the summertime, it's good to kind of venture out and be able to take pictures. You know what I'm saying? Say I've been here, and then also like some of these cities that you go to, you want to possibly go shop around because where you're from don't have the same items that Miami, or if you're in New York City or Philadelphia, the availability of certain items are different.
Yeah, another thing you realize in what you're doing right now, man, you're actually shopping for a new city to live in without even knowing it. Mm-hmm. You're getting to the point where I'm gonna go check out this. Let me go check out it. Then some of the cities is gonna be, oh, this is my jam. I like this. Then you start.
And the best place to even find touros are major cities like Miami, freaking LA, Detroit, like major cities, because you might get to like a dead zone to where there might literally be no cars available, to where it might be better off to look at like Enterprise or Hertz.
I would like to note messaging said the most terrible cities to live in just now. He just said the most.
Well, no, I was just naming major cities off the top of my head.
Miami.
Now,
my point was that you're looking at different cities to live in. Eventually, you're gonna you may not know that you're doing that, but you're seeing what it's like and comparing it to home. What you'll start doing too, what I suggest you do, is get a Zillow app. And that will tell you what the rent and the mortgages and how much the housing and real estate is in that area. So you can compare and say, oh, it is actually cheaper to live. A dope city to live in that a lot of people don't try to live in is Birmingham. Birmingham, Alabama is a dope city.
I don't know about that one.
No.
They go to Coons.
I can't let you rock that.
Hold on. We got to pull everybody out so he can explain why. Go ahead.
Listen, I love our people, but the Negro ratio in that area is ridiculous.
Listen.
I need a balance. You gotta understand.
Now I'm about to phase you right now. First of all, you're a trucker. Okay. You're making 2-3 times the state and city average of Birmingham, correct?
That's correct. Yep.
Meaning you can go there and afford to live in the dopest part of Birmingham and not even be spending all your money.
That is true. That is true.
We're talking about the average rent out here is like $600. So you can go there and say, I'm going to get an apartment or a place for $1,600. And you're in the dopest part of the city. No problems.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
So that's what I said. You got to look at it from a different place. You're taking a place. First, let's see what the median income for Birmingham is. He done started the real estate conversation. I didn't do it. Phil did it.
Let's have it. I'm with it. I am with it.
Okay. Income for okay. Okay, Phil. We're not gonna talk about what Phil makes because I ain't gonna put a business out there. But he's rich. Let's put that out there. But Phil, I want you to think about what you make. And this is the average income of the whole state of Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
You see that number?
Let me take a look here. Let's see. Oh, yeah. That's funny.
That's the average income for the state of Alabama. So we'll say, Phil, we'll say an average lease person. We won't say Phil. Average lease person is, if they're running like they're supposed to be doing, they're making $70,000. Now, what do you think the rent in an area like this has to be?
Well, since that's a very similar median income to my hometown, I'd say ranging between 600 to at the high end $1,400 a month.
Hmm. One second. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you take this because I have to. Alabama. House for rent. Hold on. Rent. Cheap. Let's go here. $750 a month.
Wow.
I'm gonna let y'all talk on that. Go ahead. Y'all hear that? $750 a month.
Yeah, I would, that might be a good
in a nice
place.
area?
No, that's average. That means that if you went there with $1,500, it'd be double. You'll be living in somewhere super nice.
Okay. I'm just making sure because I ain't trying to be in the suspect area talking about I got $750 rent.
Well, Monty, that's what we're talking about. That's the average. So we're saying that the average is so low. If you wanted to go high end, it would be what it is where you're from. So $1,500 is what a person in a super big city is or a nice place is spending. If you're on where I'm from, $1,500 is low. That's not a nice place to live. If you took that same $1,500 and went to Birmingham, you're living in a dope place because it's so cheap.
But also, you got to remember this. You got to put this into effect. The weather effect. Now, we just had a hurricane. Ida came and hit Louisiana. Mm-hmm. That could have easily been Alabama and Birmingham, and your $750 would have been swept away.
Yeah, first of all, you have insurance, so it definitely would have been swept away. Number two, you can live. This type of scenario is in every part of the country. You can take this to Arizona. Arizona's cheap like this, True. And you won't deal with no hurricane, and you'll have 340 days of sunshine.
Yeah, but you'll deal with like you're saying, like they have droughts. But that's what I'm putting into effect when I'm looking at cities. I'm like, okay, what's the weather?
It's pros and cons to anywhere you go. Like, where do you just gotta decide what's good, what's beneficial for you.
Monty, what state do you live in?
I'm from the best state of Texas.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, boss.
Then y'all do a flood.
How many hurricanes and massive floods done hit Texas?
Okay, hold on. Now, TB done already flex on my state due to the what's the best trucking city or state.
Right.
I accept that, but I'm still right.
Phil.
Yeah.
Take over. I'll be right back.
Okay. But yes, he does.
What I have, like the cities I have looked at is You said what?
I said he does make a very valid point about the income to cost of living ratio. However, I still feel that Texas is the greatest state. I'm never leaving Texas.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've never visited Texas specifically. I've been through Texas, driving, but I haven't visited like a specific city and chill for a couple of days. So I wouldn't know.
What if you need to stop going to California? You need to go to Texas.
Well, I ain't really got a choice because that's just where this dedicated route that I'm on takes me. So I take 40 across. So I go through Texas, but literally like the tip. So
you gotta hit Austin. Since you're a young buck, you gotta hit Austin. As you get older, then I would say you should hit Dallas. But Austin, San Marcos, maybe a little bit of San Antonio, but Austin and San Marcos will definitely be a spot for you to check.
Yeah, I'm just not getting to a point to where I'm like, vacationing / traveling more outside of, just focusing solely on work like that. That trip to Jamaica last weekend was amazing. It felt good to kind of unplug and, chill and lay back and relax. So literally as I was leaving, and mind you, that was my first time on an airplane, first time out the country. So I was like super nervous and anxious about that, but it was a cool vibe, and it was so much fun that in the process of me coming back home, back to Detroit, I booked a vacation for like I think 5 or 6 days to Dominican Republic. So I'm gonna go do that in January.
So real quick, Sheldon, did you have a question?
Well, more of a statement.
Or was
I know you guys
yeah?
are from Texas. I get that, but I don't. Why would you guys live in a state that's trying to get rid of African American studies in the classroom? That just bothers me. You get what I'm
Well,
saying?
here's
It just
I
got
will
real.
say,
right. We were talking about the high life and stuff.
excited.
that's
where I
that's
live.
just a concerning factor. Yeah, but you have to I'm saying, I've been to Texas. I'm flatbed, so I go out in West Texas. You know what I mean? Where these people, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. But I do think Texas is a great state. I've been to Dallas, been to Austin. I love it, but I wouldn't live there. But back to Birmingham, my home terminal. I work for Montgomery Transport. Our terminal was in Birmingham, and if you're
Right.
into real estate, hey, perfect timing. They built the Top Golf. University of Alabama, Birmingham just built a brand new stadium. People are coming in, but like you said, Phil, the demographics are 80% African American. Is that a problem if you like more diverse crowd? Yeah. But there is slowly but surely change coming. So I think if you look at it from a real estate aspect and getting in early, oh for sure. You go in, I'm pretty sure the city or the county or the state's giving tax benefits to people who come in, start businesses, stuff like that. So if you're looking to, spawn a small business or real estate venture, yeah, I mean it's an up and coming city. Does it need work? Yeah, but if you get in early, hey, you gonna get your money back for sure.
So let me ask you this, just for the sake of conversation.
Wait. So we just gonna breeze past what he just said about Texas?
Exactly. That's why I was like, hold on. This man just went in on Texas and then switched it up back to Birmingham. And just the day is okay. Look, man. I'm gonna address what he said about Texas.
I gave Texas.
Yeah, Phil. Yeah.
Hold on. One point at a time.
Yeah, after slandering it.
Let's slow it down. Let's slow it down one point at a time. First off, my initial question, and we'll address the Texas problem. My first question to you is, what is the crime rate like in that city?
In the city of Birmingham?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's pretty
Now,
high. I mean,
this
when
is
you go
not
to the Flying J, there's a police sign that
I
says.
have to ask.
Yeah, it definitely is up there. But with any city that's under change, of course, you're gonna have to start from the ground up. I mean, no city is perfect, but when you're looking to turn things around, somebody has to come in and change it. So you know how you get crime rates down? You raise the rent in certain areas, and you start diddling these people out to the outskirts. You get them up out of there.
Gentrification?
So
yeah, so that's what you can call it.
Gentrification.
Degentrification?
Yeah, I mean,
80% black people?
But think about how.
He's
but
pro
am I lying,
gentrification that slanders the whole state of Texas.
No. Listen to what I'm saying, but that's the way it's done. I'm not saying that's what I agree on. I'm just saying that's how it's done. If you want a city to be a tourist attraction, what do? I mean, come on. Let's be honest here. That's what happens. So you got to keep it a buck.
Okay, so
and if you are one of us, if you
where
can't
does it
afford
stand
it,
dependent
then
for someone to migrate there from a larger, more well-thriving city?
Yeah.
Other than cost of living.
There's a lot of things to do in Birmingham. I mean, I've been to the art museum downtown. I've been to Topgolf. I've been to the UAB stadium. I've dropped off a load there. I mean, it's a lot of stuff to do in Birmingham. I mean, Alabama as a state, of course, is known for racial ties, and I don't venture out past Birmingham because of that. But I think it's a good city to live in. I mean, if I didn't live where I live, I definitely would look at it for sure.
Wait, so are you saying?
And it's a silly thing, but here's why I specifically have a problem with Alabama. Y'all have to pay taxes on food, and y'all state tax is at least 10%, if not higher. The last time I saw.
Well, look, no state is perfect. You're gonna have to pay taxes wherever you are. So it's a preference.
Not Texas.
I'm just
Well,
saying.
Texas, yeah, but you know what I mean. I just can't send my.
Place like that.
This is true. I mean, the great state of Texas, you don't have those issues. So it is, and it's proven that the great state of Texas is a perfect place to start a business. I.e., what's the guy Elon Musk moving his company to Texas? All these people either move to Texas or Florida. So
Wait,
I
so
get
I
it.
wanna
I get it.
I wanted to go back to what you said earlier. So wait, did you say something about did you say
Go
something
ahead, man.
about you don't venture outside of outside of Birmingham for a specific reason? So are you saying that it's not safe for people of color venturing to certain parts of Alabama? Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hell, I live in South Carolina, and there's some spots I don't even look unless I got somebody of the opposite race with me. Yeah, no, I ain't going.
Oh, okay.
So,
I just wanted
I
to
mean, but
clarify that.
that's
Okay,
with
I
any
just
state. Yeah, 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 for sure, for sure. I definitely,
So
even in
that's 2
Texas, when I
strikes.
be dropping these loads, oh, I watch. Oh, you know what I mean? I
right.
watch. When I'm in, and like, when I'm in like West Texas in the desert, oh no, and I hear boy, oh, let me go ahead, y'all go ahead, take it off my truck, so I can get up out of here.
Hey, West Texas
See,
ain't
I
that
only
bad.
know of
West
Yeah,
Texas is not that
Birmingham.
bad.
that's
I only know of Birmingham for like
Birmingham
historical
is a
things.
good city.
So do they have? Okay, so
Yeah, but you
what
have
is
to. My thing
the
is to
nightlife? What is
Whoa,
the
whoa, slow down,
nightlife
slow
like?
down. One at a time. One at a time. One at a time. Go ahead, Messenger.
What is the nightlife like in Birmingham? Like, do they have lounges, bar, hookah, stuff like that? Not that I
Yes,
partake in any of these
yeah, they got
activities.
lounges,
I'm gonna put an
bars,
asterisk
all that
next to
stuff.
that.
I've ventured out several times because if I get to the terminal, I'll park my truck and go out. Again, it is a college town, University of Alabama, Birmingham, which does have Division 1 sports, football, basketball, baseball. So there's a population of young people that are there. So all that stuff is there. You got young professionals there also. So it's an up and coming city. It does need work, but I mean, I think it's pretty solid. And like I
Mm.
said, on the real estate end, if you're trying to put your money in solid assets in terms of real estate, you get in wise early before everybody buys up everything cheap. So um,
Hmm.
that would be my piece on it. That's it.
What was your point you wanted to touch on there, Monty?
I lost track of my question. I was just listening to I was just taking in what he had to say about Birmingham because as he was talking about the college town, I easily matched that with, I live in a college town in Texas, and so I live in Lubbock, and so in that situation, Lubbock is just as big as Birmingham, and the way I look at it is like, I need to see something specifically different for me when it comes to. We were specifically talking about real estate. Instead of, I understand people want to open up businesses, but I'm looking at, the enjoyment of life. So specifically,
Hmm.
I'm not looking to go to another state to open up a business. Um, I want to see energy. I don't know what Birmingham's energy is like. I've been through Birmingham a couple times, and there wasn't like a wow factor, but I can see the benefits of where you can save money, you can develop things. But you get that in Texas just as well. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I
So
I
you
mean,
agree
saying it
with
might
you.
be just a
There
good
has to
place?
be a dynamic of both economical benefit and quality of life. I'm with you on that one.
yeah, yeah.
Right. So it might be just a good place to just buy a property and maybe like rent it out or something. I don't know. I
It,
would just never want to live in Birmingham. I don't know nothing about the
Yeah,
city, but yeah, I'll pass on living there.
I'll
Okay. Yeah.
second that.
Uh,
I'll second that, Messington.
for sure, for sure.
all right. So just to switch it up here, just for a curious topic, because I don't have full control of the stream. What are y'all? Well, actually, I'll ask you, Monty, since you are a fellow Texan. What are your thoughts on? And this may get messy. I'm just making conversation. What are your thoughts on the law changing about concealed carry?
Um, it can be a double-edged sword. Think people would think twice before they try to rob somebody. and it can get wild in an instant. You know, it just people that come, people from Chicago, New York, they're probably looking at us like we just, you know, some gunslingers. But in this situation, now that you know we're not requiring a license, you're gonna think before you go into that grocery store and try to rob it. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know how many people are locked and loaded. So,
Wait, so
like,
explain what changed. What changed?
Well, essentially, the law changed in Texas specifically, which everybody knows Texas has been an open carry state for many years. But if pertaining to concealed carry, you had to have a permit. Now the law has changed where you are no longer required to carry that permit.
Are you serious?
I'm very serious. You are now allowed to carry firearms concealed in your vehicle or otherwise on your person without a permit in the state of Texas, if you are a Texas resident.
We out here.
Wait, so it's just like Alaska, because in Alaska you can do that, right?
I don't know about Alaska. I'd have to research that.
Yeah, I don't know about Alaska. I mean, I don't expect anything less from Texas. I mean, if that came from anywhere, it came from Texas. But I respect it. Man, like I said, like my man said, I wouldn't roll up on nobody in Texas. I mean, that's even before the law passed, because you know just the
right.
I guess the demeanor of Texas, like I wouldn't roll up on nobody in Texas. It's Texas. Come on now. This is America heartland. Like, nah, not just gonna roll up and
yeah, I mean, but my view on it is that even though the law changed, I don't really see how anything necessarily changed in what was already going on in the first place. Because 90%, well, I won't say 90, but a great larger portion of people in Texas already carry firearms anyway. So I guess it just alleviates some of the paperwork, so to speak. However, it doesn't apply. One thing to do note that this doesn't apply to felons at all. If you are felons, you can't carry a firearm regardless of the concealed carry law or otherwise.
Right.
The way I look at it is just Texas was just trying to be attractable to people that you know are about that life, and also trying to set an example. Because if it all goes well, but you know not having a license, and you know you having a situation where crime rates are going down, I mean, what more can you really say to the situation? A lot of people are going crazy because we passed a law, but you know, in the situation, we're not having no Chicago incidents. We're not having no, you know, New York City incidences where crime rates is just crazy, you know. So we'll just see how it pans out for me.
Yeah, but it's Texas.
So,
man, so
do you think that there's and this is for anybody here, do you think there's a correlation between states that have more lax gun laws to be lesser of crime than those that have stricter gun laws in terms of violent crimes related to firearms?
See, no, I think
I used to work for 911. Go ahead, Messenger.
Say that again, Sheldon.
Well, I used to work in law enforcement on the dispatch side.
Oh, you did?
And whether there's gun laws or, oh yeah, I used to work for what's that show that came on A&E?
Light PD?
What's the show called? I can't even think of it. But the one
First
that came
48?
on A&E. Yeah, I used to dispatch. Yeah, no, not First 48. Live PD. I dispatched for Richardson County, South Carolina.
Oh.
So
wow.
Yeah, so I mean, whether there's gun laws in place or not, man, look, people are gonna do any and everything. I mean, I worked there 2.5 years, so I've heard everything under the sun when it comes to guns. Even had to go to court for it. So I mean, people, if they can get their hands on a gun, it don't matter whether it's a law in place or no law in place. The idle mind is the devil's playground. So people gonna do what they want to do. Now, like Texas, it's going to deter them a little bit more because you don't know who packing and who not. But yeah, I mean, people gonna do what they want to do when it comes to guns and violence. Period.
And this actually brings up a segue topic related to our field. So again, for the room, what are you guys' thoughts on, which I don't myself, because I don't feel the need to, and I'm not a violent person. Not to say people that do are violent, but it's not for me because of my own personal beliefs. But anyway, point being, what are you guys' thoughts on truckers carrying firearms?
I think they'll
I'll be
skip
the
on that pass
I'll be the
because
last one to
almost
reply. I'll let
got
everybody
robbed.
else go first.
Hold on,
Almost
one
got
at a
robbed.
time. I missed. What'd you say?
Should be able to, as long as they are, legally licensed to do so. I don't think it should be a issue. I think there should just be a thing to where maybe they sign a waiver with whatever the company that they work for that absolves the company of any liability. In case you go out here, gung ho slinking and, or kill somebody mistakenly or unnecessarily or maliciously, that the company isn't held liable. But I think that, truckers should be able to carry guns. I mean, I'm not a proponent of guns, regardless of my background. I just have my own personal belief that man shouldn't have power over life and death. But that's just me. But yeah, I think they should be able to, though.
Okay. What are your thoughts, Monty, if you're still here?
Monty is not here. 1 second. Let me pull him in. Bye, Messington. I'm going to call you back. 1 second. Monty.
Okay. I think truckers should be allowed to protect themselves, especially since the fact that some of these companies send us to very, very, very suspect locations. And sometimes when you're in the Badlands, you never know if an animal's gonna roll up on you. So in this situation, a knife is cool, but a lot of people think differently when they look at the barrel of a gun and it's hot. So I'm a proponent of, if you go the proper route of licensing and understanding the laws and safety requirements, and like Messington said, sign a waiver absolving the company of any liability of you using it. That's fine. More power to you, boss. Protect yourself out in these interstates.
Thank you so much, Monty. I do think truckers should have the right to protect themselves, and I hate to switch back on the topic because I've listened to y'all go in on my boy Sheldon about a raggedy state like Texas. That was the wrong button. Okay, deal of business. Y'all Texas people get on my nerves. Y'all think because y'all the biggest state and the booty meat is ample down there, and y'all got a couple of good things about y'all state, that y'all the best state in the union. You're not the best state in the union. I mean, y'all did just pass that abortion bill that got everybody on the news, right?
Yeah.
Civil unrest, drugs. Okay. Y'all also are a major hub for the cartel. Drugs. Y'all ain't
Can't
popping.
disagree there. We're next door to Mexico.
Dallas is the new Chirac. Right? Yeah. 3 rappers.
Okay, yeah.
3 rappers died there this year. Listen,
Yeah.
This is the thing. When I tell you to go to a new place, some places are they've been hot for so long that a lot of the opportunities have been gobbled up by major families, which is one of the reasons why I tell people to move out of the East Coast. You got to move. Back in the day, they used to say, go west if you want to have opportunity, young man. That's not always the case now, but a place like Birmingham, you're also busy talking about, I'll get real estate and all. What better place would it be to go to Birmingham for 4 or 5 years, buy 2-3 duplexes for $60,000-$80,000? The only time gentrification hurts people is when they're not in the position to buy.
That's a bar. Period.
Because all these black business people are on here talking about, oh my God, let's buy real estate, fix up a house. That's gentrification, bro. So when we're doing it, we're okay with it. When it's getting done to us, it's a social issue.
That's a bar.
That's all I'm gonna say about that. Texas is dope. Like I said, I got a little bit of booty meat down there. I ain't gonna say I ain't doing bad, but what I'm gonna say is, if you're trying to go to a place, and you can do this in Texas, I'm not saying you can't do it in Texas. I'm just getting on y'all because Messington, who's not even from Texas, was in here talking crap, and Monty was in here talking crap to my boy Sheldon. You're trying to go somewhere that nobody's thinking of right now. Put your tentacles all down so when it switches and all of a sudden this place becomes hot, you're there to collect. These real estate people buy land plots in the ghetto 10 years before it gets gentrified. 10 years. And then all of a sudden when it becomes hot by mistake, they're just in a good position. So you may not want to stay in Birmingham permanently, but you may want to go there and get a nice little spot and save money for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you do like to have an apartment, even though you're OTR. You can go there and get you a nice spot on the outskirts for like $900. Have a place to keep your cars and all that type of stuff. Look at the city, figure out what duplexes you're going to buy and all that. And then you can rack up and then you can move to where you really want to go. But don't hate on Birmingham. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think Birmingham got a bit more booty meat than Texas do. I said it.
I can't argue with that because it's in droves.
Facts.
So y'all sleeping
Facts.
on
Even
Birmingham.
grandma thick.
Yeah, that's a fact though. So hold on 1 second. I gotta call some other people. I just had to put that in there. Monty, I'm sorry I had to come at you, man, but you was talking like Texas was hot.
Hey man, I respect it. Everybody have that perspective, and I acknowledge it.
Right, thank you. Mine is just right. Anyway, Messington, you just don't know what you're talking about anyway. I gotta call some other people in here.
Yeah.
Get off drugs, and I hope you get help with your sexual addiction, dude. I really do. Okay? Don't have time for you to rebuttal. Anyway, Phoenix.
Yeah, what's popping? How y'all doing?
What's going on, Dougie? What you got to say?
Man, I know you ain't just say Birmingham got more booty meat than Texas now.
It's a fact, though.
Oh my God, dude, have you been to Houston, San Antonio, Dallas?
First of all, let's slow it down. I'm the big BZ. I've been everywhere. Let's get that out of the way. And I've spent time in both cities, and I'm gonna go ahead and say, in concentration, if you're in Texas, you chasing booty meat, you chasing around 1,200 miles. You go to Birmingham, it's right there in the 50-mile radius.
I give you that one. You know, they might have a little more booty meat. It's just Texas has a higher quality.
I'm sorry, that's a fact.
Yeah, it's like a pork chop compared to a filet mignon. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely not. I'll go ahead.
That's my narrative.
It depends on what type of women that you like, but
yeah, that's true.
Y'all say y'all want a woman that got a nice shape on her, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want a woman that's submissive, that cooks and cleans.
That's fair.
You want a woman that is into her education as well. Where you're going to find that combination in a higher concentration is definitely going to be Birmingham, Mississippi.
Yeah.
Birmingham and Mississippi. These people will get
Mississippi.
These chicks will get a degree and still cook and clean the house. These are submissive, trained women. They're from very deep southern South places. I'm not saying Texas ain't the South. And they're very traditional. On top of that, there is some type of enzyme in the water because they thicker than cold grits now.
They absolutely are, man. Look like some fresh oatmeal.
Right. Now, I'm not saying Texas don't got that. I'm not saying they do. It's just spread out over such a large area that how are you gonna, it's such a large area. You know what I'm saying?
You practically need a helicopter, maybe an airplane or two. But I still got to defend my state. I'm
sure you do. But what you need to do is go down to Montgomery, Alabama, and chill for a couple weeks, and then call back in.
Shoot, I'm with it. I chill anywhere.
But watch yourself, because they also fertile down there. That's a fact, though. Mike Perry, Mr. Perry, do you have something you want to say, or are you just listening?
I'm just listening.
Okay, let me know if you need something.
All right.
Phil, do you disagree with what I've said?
No, I can, as a man who has spent a lot of times in both those places, it's you have to tread carefully.
Listen, my daddy, I went down to Birmingham, Alabama one time, and I went to a Waffle House. My gosh. My gosh. And just
heaven.
I mean, they're pleasant. They got the southern drawl. They keep a household up, and they still be on their grind. Now, I do like Texas too. Don't get it wrong, because I'm hot in Texas. I'm hot in Texas. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You are. That you are.
I'm hot down there. But listen, I like Texas. Texas is cool, but the whole, it depends on where you live. It's so big, there's no way to survey the whole area. And I mean, we're really splitting oranges when it comes to Texas and Alabama, because you can find the same real estate opportunities in Texas as you can find in Alabama. You can find very southern women in Texas like you can find in Alabama. It's just that me personally, I like East Coast women, and they're a little bit closer to East Coast to my understanding. And sometimes when I go west, I really don't mesh with the women. There's like a cultural difference that I really don't. It's hard for me to get my head around. That's it.
Yeah, women out west a little bit bougier. I will say that.
Right. Go ahead. What'd you say, Phil?
I'm saying I totally agree with you.
Now, Rich Music says the South sucks.
That too.
Wow. Don't sleep on ATL. Listen, there's a lot of reasons why I'm purposely sleeping on ATL. We're not going to get into them.
Not even.
Atlanta's a cesspool. Straight up. I say it. It's a cesspool. I'm from there. I'll speak on it.
Hey, I didn't say that. He said that. But yeah, there's a lot of reasons why Atlanta. I'm not trying to, besides the super obvious reasons, I'm not trying to date a chick that's trying to be on a reality show. I'm just not interested. But they do got some lookers down there now.
That's a fact.
But sometimes there is a problem with identifying the species.
The real.
I'll put it like this.
The original.
If Magic City is in her vocabulary, I'm not interested.
That's one way, but I'm talking about like down there, you could think you're looking at a cat and it be a dog. I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not dealing with that. That's about as clean as we can keep it.
Right.
First of all, we got to do the announcements. The people are the top contributors right now. The top contributor right now, who is reigning champ right now, is Spirit Driven. After disagreeing with me, she sent $50 and said, for the disagreement and the love. Wow. Gold Phoenix comes in second at 25, and he just says for the scramph. Just ignorant, just for the scramph. And Mike Perry, thanks for showing love. And Boosa Patrick, Linwood, and Mbusa, who comes through every single live. My guy, don't do drugs. Y'all on that humbug. Why we on that humbug? What you talking about? Mario, don't do that. We just saying. Don't y'all take this so serious, man. ATL got HIV running rampant. Hey, bro. Okay. I ain't got nothing to do with that, Von. You getting too real. We did it tasteful, and y'all about to make it untasteful. That's why it ain't worth sleeping around. 10, 11. I got tried running up 45 and 95 for the ladies that live in Houston. My brother TB is right about Birmingham, especially in the business owner. Hey, listen, y'all don't understand it. Sheldon, thanks for hitting the cash. I appreciate the love. With all the misidentification mess. All right. Oh, okay. I understand you from there, Cardwell. But Phoenix, you from there too, right?
Yep, North Side.
Am I wrong about that?
No, you're absolutely right. It's all over the place, and it ain't just Atlanta. It's all the surrounding suburbs, everywhere from freaking, the Kennesaw area. You might find something up there, up to freaking Woodstock, all that stuff down there over there on the Gwinnett side. It's
Mario.
It's reckless.
Mario said that's not true. He said with all the misidentification stuff, it's a mess.
I guess we had two different experiences out there, because I done ran into quite a few.
Right, figgity fact. So listen, y'all, I can't stay on here with y'all all day. We done hit 2 hours and 10 minutes. Thanks for the love. Thanks for everybody who put in and liked the conversation. I just want to hit y'all with a burning mouths. We did it as best we can, real silent. Hit the burning mouths. This is just for y'all to get through the weekend And to show some love, this was heavy on my heart. I wanted to talk about this issue of substance abuse, and I guess we're gonna have to touch on mental abuse eventually, because mental health eventually, and we just need to get some people in here where it can make it a very good dynamic conversation, where it's not something that is overtly negative and is something that's actually going to help people. For every single Patreon person that calls in, the people on the Patreon get to call in every time I go live. I suggest you look in and sub for that. If you're not on the Discord, you're missing out, because those conversations go even when I'm asleep. They go to well into the night. These guys talk to each other. They keep each other company. They ask questions. That's the link to the Discord right there. Make sure you sign up immediately. We had T715 sign up. Soru signed up. B Will 77 signed up. We also have Black Core in there, Mando, Phil, Mannix in there, Rich Music's in there, Doc Bumper's in there, she's in there. There's a lot of guys in it. Right now we're at 80 members total that get to have conversations regardless of the time. It doesn't cost any money to go in there. You can just be in there and be talking. So thank everybody for calling in. Do not do drugs. Phoenix, where are you at on subs right now?
I just checked it. It was at I think 209.
209, and you started where?
Before that interview, it was 114. So
listen, this is why they want to do interviews on the Big Beezy's channel.
Yeah, I greatly appreciate that, man. I really do. That I didn't expect it. It's I went to sleep and woke up and there's just more people. I was like, oh crap. It's like being in a room with a ton of people just looking at you.
Next time we meet up, which we'll coordinate offline, we'll do something a little bit more outside of the truck and make it a little bit more dynamic. We'll do
for sure.
Like that. You cannot get an interview or a meetup unless you're on the Patreon. Period. Why is that? I need something that knows your name and bank information just in case something stupid happens and I'm not up here like Gold Phoenix and I don't know your name. You got to be vetted through there. They know who you are when you go through Patreon. Ain't gonna be no shadow meetups. None of that crap going on. Don't do drugs. We will figure it out. I'm Audi 530. Everybody be happy. Phoenix, hit me offline. Make sure you on the Discord, Phoenix.
I just joined it, but I ain't gonna be able to say nothing right now. Right now, I'm gunning for New York City. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah. All right, then. Well, do your thing. Don't do drugs. Be happy. And listen, people who are actually in the Discord, you can do lives in the Discord.
Word.
You can do lives in there if you want to talk to people and ask them a question. If you have a problem, you can point the camera at the thing and say, hey, man, this is happening. What do you think I should do? All type of stuff. Make sure everybody drop their game tag in there so you can cross play COD with me. I'm Audi 530. Everybody be happy.